Hello, it's Tony Ann here. Welcome to Calling in Abundance. Cheeky sneak peek. So I've got my really blingy earrings on. So I was like, oh, what's going to make me feel most abundant? And they're my blingy earrings. So here we are. I'm so excited about tonight. I got up early this morning, as is my practice, and was doing the audio for your little free take home. Hi, just sing out when you're jumping on so I know who's there. So we can get the vibe going, the abundance vibe. Sing out to me as you're jumping on. And so I got even more excited because I was doing the audio, and then I obviously had to have a little listen to it over again for myself and just getting the abundance download myself, which was so exciting. And so, as is my habit these days with doing courses, I sort of tune into myself and think about what is it that I most feel is what's the highest and best use of my time, and what is coming through now as the most empowering message. Oh, Lammy, how you going? Good to see you on. Hooray, you made it. So excited. This is going to be mind-blowing. And so as I do with these courses these days, I just tune in and think, what's going to light me up? What am I going to be most excited about? And for me, through this process of living your life by design, which I'm doing with my inner circle, and really just seeing this abundance, what would you call it? Information sounds a bit boring. The abundance vibe, the abundance download, if you like, coming through, and really seeing that that through this process of conscious and deliberate lifestyle design, how actually this stuff can really manifest far sooner than our limited conscious minds can think about. So when we actually start to take active control, let's say, and actually start to harness our own power, that we actually can bring forward, and I'm living testament to that, where we had planned for Dean to come home at the end of the year, and in fact now July, it's already happened. So this stuff, when you actually really set your mind to it, and you really set your intention to be able to manifest all that you desire, this happens. It happens, and it can happen faster than you think, and it happens with your conscious intention. And we'll be talking more and more about this, but ultimately what we're doing is aligning the head and the heart. And it is said that when your head and your heart are aligned, you can simply not fail, as it were. That when your head and your heart are actually aligned and they're both moving in the same direction, you have your foot on the accelerator as opposed to on the accelerator and the brake. And so this is really, really an important key to be able to manifest all that you desire, is how do you do that? So we might know, like I've got a bit of an inner conflict, or I'm not really sure if I can ask for this, or I'm not really sure if I deserve it, or whatever those inner blocks might be. Hey Jamie, you made it. Wonderful. And so I'm just trying to get this on my computer, but I'll just reload it there. And so we might know that's what we need to do, but what is most important is how do we do that? However, if we get stuck up on the how do we realize our dreams, we can put a stranglehold on them. And so it's about learning what it is that we need to do, what is it that we need to clear in order to be able to put our foot on the accelerator and draw in, call in, which is why this is called Call in Abundance, because as you read more and more, you will find, as far as read more and more of what I've written about calling in abundance, that you will find that so often we are blocking and limiting ourselves, and it's I guess it's us doing that, and we don't realize. So when we bring those things to consciousness, as it were, then we can really then start to manifest all that we desire, and that's a happening thing. And so I was going to say something else before, but I've forgotten it. It's gone out of my mind. I'm sure it'll come back. So I wanted to show you one thing. Is I know there's some people that were jumping on late, and so I just wanted to show you my little prosperity consciousness thing that I was talking about earlier today. So if you can see this, this is a treasure map or a vision board. I like to call it a treasure map because this is mapping your way or my way towards what it is that's highest in my mind. So for me at the moment, it's all about being able to have a house that is in working order and where everything is in ease and flow. And so my vision board, I realised as I started to create it, I realised it's all about, you know, built-in wardrobes and, you know, swimming pools and all this sort of stuff. And so it's really interesting as you start to do your treasure map, you know, what comes to the surface is that which is most important to you, but also to actually start to program in that prosperity consciousness. So as opposed to just continuing to look around you and see the norm and see how things are, that we can actually step beyond that and step into the unseen, as it were. We can actually start to call that in. That's what I was going to say before. Knew it would come back. And so why I've called it calling in abundance is along those lines. So we actually set that intention, put it out there, and the old success formula that says, you know, hurry and push and hustle really then ultimately ends up exhausting us. And so as opposed to this success formula, what we are doing is replacing that with an abundance formula. So the success formula that says push and hustle and work hard and you'll succeed. Yes, you may succeed, but you may not, and likely not, if you have that, you know, inner dialogue of should, ought to, must, need to, that you'll end up getting there, but you'll be feeling exhausted and depleted and kind of less than, you know, so you might have succeeded, but it's come at a huge cost to the sense of self. And so what we're wanting to do and what we are doing and what we're programming in is this idea that we actually create from a place of ease and grace. And so we are clearing all of the misalignments, the things that block you from being able to manifest that which you want, and that we can actually then clear that, set the intention. And as I've titled the live stream tonight, that we set the intention, that which we desire, and the vision boards, treasure mapping are all part of that. We come back to the now, and it is known that we absolutely need to create from the feelings of the wish fulfilled. And so if you are creating from a place of scarcity, deficiency and lack, then you will be the opposite end of the magnet. And so what we need to learn and program in is how do we operate and manifest from the wish fulfilled, even when that which around you says no, you know, that's not it, that's not how life is or whatever. And so what we're wanting to do is to be able to step out into the intention or into the future, set the intention, you know, as with the treasure map, but then come back and feel grateful knowing that those things are coming to you, that purely by setting the intention and calling it in and asking and aligning yourself then with the energy of thank you and the energy of gratitude, then we can actually start to call it in. And that is what we're doing tonight, which is why I'm so excited for you guys, because that is what we're doing. We are literally going in right off, first cab off the rank, no messing around, going in and literally rewriting your abundance story, going in, doing some reprogramming around aligning that energy so that you can marry the head and the heart and really then step into the feelings of the wish fulfilled. And that is what we're doing tonight. Hooray! I'm very excited, as you can tell. And not only that, you will get the audio. So the audio process is, in my opinion, really powerful, and it's something that I would encourage you to listen to more than once, because obviously as we are growing and changing, the intention is to change on a deep level, and so that means rewiring the brain, rewiring new neural pathways. And so obviously, you know, if these things have been around for a while, then we need to realign the energy sometimes more than once. Sometimes once is enough. We can go, that's a massive breakthrough and I feel entirely different. That certainly has happened to me. At the same time, I might have broken through that, but we are onions. We literally are. And so we might break through that level, but then there'll be more and there'll be more. And so if we think about ourselves as green and growing onions, that then we can actually start to see that, the more we do these processes, we clear something, next level, clear something, next level, or clear something, invite in, call in that which is already available to you. So that is probably enough jibber jabber. So let's get right in. I'm super excited. So what I would like you to do first is, hopefully you've got some paper and something to write with, because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you just to pause for a minute. Actually, we might just start with this, because you may have had a busy day and you might be a little bit not present. Let's arrive in the moment first. So maybe just close your eyes for a moment and just really allow yourself to arrive here. Yep, so you might have had a busy day. You might have had some things on that have divided your attention. And so just really allowing yourself to be here in the present moment. And you can use your breath as an anchor. You are here to start your journey towards calling in abundance. Really give yourself this time. This is actually your very first step to reprogramming your prosperity consciousness. So really allow yourself to arrive. Let the day fall away. Allow yourself to be here. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your breath. And as you're sitting there, I'd like you to ask yourself, what is abundance to you? Yeah, so what is abundance to me? Asking yourself. And just allowing whatever it is to come up. What is abundance to you? Yeah, and we might think about the multiple domains. We need to be expansive when we're looking at abundance. So often we think about abundance as material possessions. But I'm sure you know on a heart and soul level that abundance is more than this. And so thinking broadly about abundance, relational abundance, spiritual abundance, financial abundance, abundance of purpose, abundance of meaning, health abundance, whatever it is for you, just allowing that to come to the surface now. Okay, and you can open your eyes. And what I'd like you to do is I'm just going to give you a few minutes to sit down there and write your abundance story. So as you're sitting there and you're thinking about what abundance is to you, yeah, I'd like you to sit there and I'd like you to write your abundance story. So your abundance story at the moment might be all the reasons why this hasn't happened for you. What blocks you? What stops you? What are you telling yourself about the things that you want in your life? Yep. What are you telling yourself about abundance and prosperity? Yeah, and so I'm going to give you maybe 3 minutes to do that. And so writing out your abundance story and just taking note of your feelings, any emotive language that you're using, but just using a stream of consciousness. What is abundance to you? Potentially why you haven't achieved that yet? What stops you? Or if you're feeling excited, that might be another part of your abundance story as well. Whatever it is for you, no right or wrong, but what is it? What is abundance for you? And writing that down, you in relationship to abundance. Hopefully that makes sense for you guys. And if you stop, just push past a few of those blank spots. There's nothing more you can say. Keep writing, push past those blank spots. Okay, so I think that was about 3 minutes. I wasn't actually timing it, but I'm pretty sure that was at least 2 minutes. And so, yeah, if you can now, just for a minute, I'm not sure if you would have had a chance to get the highlighted. That was sort of, I thought of that at the last minute, that it would be helpful. I'd just like you to go through either with and you can use the same colour pen if you don't, but a pen or a highlighter or a different coloured pen, just to see if you can go through and identify emotion, emotive language, or words that are in your mind characteristic of either scarcity or lack. So, not enough, can't do it, frustrated, limited, little, just, all of these words, that sort of are limiting and restricting. Yep, so we want to go through and draw out those words, because obviously we want to upgrade, so if you've got lots of good stuff happening, that's wonderful. So what we're doing there is just tweaking, so we want to get more refined then with, if there's lots of good stuff, then we want to just refine it a little bit. So we're looking out for emotive language, and language that is characteristic of scarcity and lack and deficiency. And I'm sure you'll know what that means. And as you've written, sometimes you'll find, I know for me there was one about making ends meet, and I had to bust that one right out of the water, because I didn't realise, that I had been programmed with this idea of that there's only a finite amount of resources, and that what you do is you make those ends meet. Yeah, and so when I've upgraded my prosperity consciousness, that had to be blown out of the water, and was blown out of the water, with this idea that actually there are multiple sources, there are multiple resources available to me, that resources, abundance, prosperity comes in multiple streams. And so that had to be upgraded, or got to be upgraded. And I had not realised how limiting that idea actually was, that I had to make ends meet. It's actually, well, hang on a minute, who is the decider? Who has the power here? And to actually be able to change my thinking around that has been hugely impactful. And so you might find, as you go through that, you might see some programming starting to jump out at you. Things that might have been said to you growing up around prosperity and abundance, or your worth and your value, or limitation and restriction around time, and you've got to hurry and you've got to be quick, and this type of thing. So just go through now and circle, highlight all of that sort of language. And when you're ready, if you're happy to share some stuff, that would be great too, because that will give me an idea. Let me know where you guys are at, and that'll help me proceed as well. So sing out when you've got your stuff, you've identified your stuff. typing's atrocious tonight. Okay. Yeah, and so when you're ready, just you've gone through, then just sing out and let me know how you're going with that. Yeah, so just sing out as you're jumping on there too. I can see more people jumping on, which is wonderful. Let me know who's there. So what we've done is we've just written our abundance story. And so this might be something, as you're jumping on there, just to have a little bit of a think about your abundance story. What is abundance to you? And what is your story around it? What are you telling yourself about abundance, your capacity to manifest, your entitlement to a wondrous life? And so just tuning in, what's your story around that? And when you're ready, if you can sing out, that'd be lovely. That'll just let me know where you're at. Jodes. So scared that my dream of homesteading, self-sufficiency will be too hard, and I won't be able to bring in enough money to have. Yes. So I love that. So this is a nice one for an upgrade, isn't it? So I've identified some feelings of guilt for what. Yes, I know. Wow, that must be a a common one. Yeah, so guilt for wanting more. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Yeah, so we see some emotions. Yeah, and also, I'll get to that bit in a minute. Guilt. That's a beautiful one. So I'm just going to park that up because we'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, so scared, so fear. So we can see the fear. And this idea, this too hard, which is speaking to your thoughts of your capacity, yet it's too hard. And so there's some self-doubt there around your power and your capacity. Yep. And and this is interesting, that I won't be able to bring in enough money to have the life that I want. And so there's a number of things there, that I won't be able to bring in enough money, assuming that you are the source of your supply, which is not true. And this whole idea of not enoughness, isn't it? We can really hear that as a theme. And then again, wanting more being a bad thing. Yeah. So what we're going to do now is we're going to just have a look at that story again. And I want you to ask yourself, and you get to write this down, what must you believe in order to have these thoughts in the first place? And I've just given you some clues. What must you believe in order to have these thoughts in the first place? There's some more probing questions there. So what must you believe in order to have these thoughts in the first place? So we've written the abundance story there. Yep. What must you believe in order to have these thoughts in the first place? When we're looking at beliefs, we want to look at rules. Yeah. What rules might you have? And that can be for self, others, the universe. What are your expectations? And again, that can be your expectations of you, expectations of the universe, expectations of being provided for. And what are your assumptions? And so we've identified an assumption there in terms of, I won't be able to, I forgot what it was now. Sorry, I've lost it. Where was it? I won't be able to bring in enough. So there's an assumption right there. So Erin, hi, how you going? Believe that you're capable and deserving. Yes, yep. So I wonder, Erin, if that's, if the abundance story for you is that you do believe that you're capable and deserving, or is that something that you might like to believe? Because again, we're not just assuming that the abundance story is all negative, Hi, yeah, thank you. And so we're not assuming that the abundance story is all negative, because like I say, this is an evolution and that there are layers. So there might be some good stuff happening too. So I'm certainly not assuming it's all negative. I don't, but I'd like to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, so there's the belief, that you're capable and deserving, that you'd like to believe that. Absolutely. And, that's a really common one, isn't it? And I can see Jodie there for you as well, that, this belief, in the self of being a capable, empowered woman, basically. And so much of that is part of our programming as women too, that we're not capable, or, that we're wilting flowers, or, whatnot. And I know most of us try and buck those trends, but, when we're sort of bucking it from a sense of, I'll prove you wrong, then it comes at a cost, so we want to recognise that, that resistance, but also know how we can actually tune into our power, our genuine power, so that we can actually feel capable and deserving, and feel that genuinely on a heart-based level. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just ask you to rate how much you believe those beliefs. Actually, before we go on, I did want to just note the guilt thing, if that's okay. I believe that I deserve to work like a dog and spend all my time frustrated doing work that I'm not passionate about. Sorry, it's not funny, but I just like the way that you've put that. But yes, this is interesting, isn't it? This is just so fascinating. And this is the success formula. And this is why I'm so excited about this course, because that is the success formula, and most of us have been indoctrinated with that. It's sort of a Protestant work ethic type thing, that we're just, it's just there and we're just absorbed into it, and it's horrible, and, it's not how it is, not how it has to be, which is why it needs an upgrade. Yep. So I believe that I deserve to work like a dog and spend all my time feeling frustrated. And so that for me, that frustration, I've learnt to love frustration. It sounds weird, but frustration being the key indicator where your boundary conditions can be expanded. So frustration is a beautiful indicator, time for expansion. Instead, though, most of us have been educated to tolerate frustration. So my education story has been very much being unchallenged and unstimulated. I just wanted to be having a chat with everybody, and that's not allowed in school, apparently. Apparently you don't learn stuff doing that, talking to people. So we learn to tolerate frustration at our own peril. So basically what we learn through that is to become a cog in a machine, and to tolerate frustration, and then live lives where our true calling is suppressed, our true selves are denied, and we grow up thinking that's how things are. And so often I hear parents tell me about how, children have to go to school because that is how it is in the real world. And I think, well, if that's the real world, then is that, that's not the real world I want to live in. That's not the real world. That's one real world, let's say. And so, there's so much in that, that how we've been educated, what we've learnt growing up as children. So we can see the programming coming in. Jamie, believe that the universe is stingy. I know, that's so interesting. And I learned a really cool word the other day, and I had to look it up. It was that the universe is capricious. I was like, what's capricious? Like, never heard, well, I have heard that word before, but I wasn't clear on what it was. And capricious is where it is, it gives it and it takes it away. So we can't rely on it. you know. So yes, it's stingy, so it holds it back, yeah. Or then when it gives it to you, you know, then you can't rely on it for it to continue, you know. So what we want to do with abundance is to be able to know how to turn the faucet. I was listening to an American recording, obviously. Turn the tap on, so that the abundance flows and flows continually, and we can learn to rely on that supply. Yeah, and so, you know, that's a beautiful belief to identify, to call, to name, because these are all the beliefs that are going to limit abundance, or make you scared of it, you know, because, you know, it's sort of like, I want it, but it's too painful because I don't really believe I'm going to get it. And so, you know, what happens then is that we give up, you know, and that's really what happens. And the thought that I had in my mind was this idea about controlled crying, and I'm not sure why that's come through, but I'll just share it. But that idea of, you know, a baby crying and crying and crying, and, you know, old school controlled crying would say, just ignore it, you know, and they will stop, you know. And the reality is that they do, yeah, but inside a part of them gets carved off. Yeah. What was that one? The sweating. He's sweating. And so, yeah, so with the controlled crying, you know, that what happens is that they do eventually end up giving up. And so, you know, it's sort of like a success, but, you know, it comes at a cost. And so, you know, there's other ways of helping babies to learn how to sleep. And because what that is programming then that actually to want what you want is dangerous and scary. That's exactly the feeling, sweating in the hot seat. So yeah, so it's really interesting, you know, that this all relates to our beliefs about the universe and the supply, and whether or not, you know, we can feel that it's okay to ask, and whether we can trust that supply. And, you know, it's really important that, you know, as much as we may not necessarily entirely remember all of our history and whether, you know, we had controlled crying or whatnot. I know that certainly I was control cried, or whatever the term is. And so, yeah, so you have that collapse where you go, well, actually, I can't continue to ask because it's never gonna be supplied. It just never is. And so we want to reprogram that, and that absolutely can happen. Okay, so what we're going to do now is what I'd like you to do, and this is just what we're doing here, just so that you know, is we are calibrating your magnet. Yeah. So I have this vision, you know, where you have this magnet, and so one end of the magnet is attracting and one end of the magnet repels, and you'll know that about magnets. So what we want to do is to be the positive end of the magnet that's calling it in. So when you sit a magnet there and you have iron filings out there, magnet does nothing other than sit there, and the iron filings come to the magnet, and that is going to be you. So instead though, what we do is we're programmed actually to be the opposite end of the magnet. And I was doing I had a beautiful training today which was talking about how all of these keys about our own personal empowerment have actually been removed from public awareness, and it's all coming out now, thankfully. But that whole idea of actually, you know, us being empowered to be able to call that in, and how we do that, and that's what we're going into tonight. But ultimately, what we're saying is, you know, ask and it is given. But actually, we don't know what we need to do to be able to actually ask properly. Yet, how to be that positive end of the magnet, so we can call it in. We can ask, and we just, you know, it gets called in. And so often, though, we are the opposite end of the magnet. So what we're going to do now is we're going to determine what end of the magnet you're manifesting from, positive or negative. And I don't mean positive or negative as in bad, I mean charge. Let's talk about emotional charge, energetic charge, and that's key. This is not about positive or negative. Everything is fine, everything is perfect. Just is in need of healing is the reality. So when I say positive, I mean charge. When I say negative, I mean energy. Positive energy charge. And so when we look at it, I would like you to rate on a scale of 1 to 10 how much you believe those beliefs. Yeah, and you'll just tune in and you'll ask, how much do I believe that? How much do I believe that the universe is stingy? How much do I believe that I have to work like a dog? How much do I believe that I'm capable? How much do I believe that I'm deserving? And rate them, scale of 1 to 10. So 10, full belief. 0 is no belief. So full belief, no belief. Yep. And however many you've identified, I want you to do that with all of them. Yep, scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe these beliefs? Yeah, so I'm deserving and capable, how much do you believe that? And when you've done that, I actually might write that in. Okay, so how much do you believe? Deserving, 5. Capable, 3. Okay, excellent. Yep. Yep. And what I'd like you to do now is tuning into the feelings. So you might, we've heard some scared, frustrated. And I guess I'd ask, if the universe is stingy, how do you feel? Yeah. If you're not deserving, how do you feel? If you're not capable, how do you feel? Or mildly capable, middle road, 5. How do you feel? So we're tuning into the feelings. So feelings are things like scared, excited, what else? Sad, you're frustrated, irritated, angry, annoyed, and some wondrous, gratitude, love, so we're looking at feelings. So feelings are usually 1 or 2 words. Yeah. And sometimes, we come up with the not worthy, and there's other feelings that are associated with not worthy, but we can use not worthy as a feeling if that fits for you without, going sort of deep into the shame work. Yeah, so how much do you believe the belief? How much do you feel the feeling? So scale of 1 to 10, 10's really strongly, 10 out of 10 frustrated, 0 out of 10 deserving, or, what did we say with undeserving? Well, that's the not worthy or fearful, or, things like that. How much do you believe it? Yeah, so they're strong beliefs, Joes. This is going to be really super powerful for you. Yeah, sad and anxious. Yeah, so rating them on a scale of 1 to 10. So when we feel those feelings in relation to this, in relation to abundance and your abundance story, rating on a scale of 1 to 10, excuse me, how much do you believe it? Sorry, how much do you believe it? How much do you feel it? Yeah, so with the feelings, scale of 1 to 10, 10's strong, 0's not strong. So we want to rate it. Yeah, so sad, 7, anxious, 10. Yeah, right. Okay, excellent. So this is going to be super powerful for you too. Exciting. Okay. Yeah, not worthy or deserving, 10. Universe is stingy, 7. I really do like that one. Stingy universe. There's not enough to go around for everyone, 8. Yeah, excellent. Wonderful. Okay, so this is the moment we've all been waiting for. So what we've just done then is we've calibrated your magnet. Yeah, and so you can probably guess based on what you've written there that we would be saying that the charge is negative. Yeah, the negative, we're operating from the negative end of the magnet. And so we're repelling that which it is you're trying to manifest. And so that doesn't mean that it's not available to you. And this is why I think that magnet idea is such a powerful one, because if we actually look at, and I talk about quantum physics whilst not being a quantum physicist, that it's becoming in the public domain. But when we actually look at that, we know that there are multiple possibilities, opportunities available to us right now. Yeah, that we have, multiple, capacities that are available to us right now. Guilty, disappointed, suspicious, lack of trust. Yeah. And so, Jay, I just get you to rate them as well, because what we're going to go back over them after the process. So just rating them scale of 1 to 10. So when we look at that, once again, we're looking at the end of the magnet. So if we go back to that quantum physics, we realize that these potentialities, that they're there. We've got these possibilities. And when you look at what's available to you and you want it, but we've got this negative emotional charge, it's sort of like, I want you, but I don't, So I want you, but my heart says no. And so this is where we want to be able to step into the feelings of the wish fulfilled. Yeah. And so this is going to be really, really important, this process, because that is what we're doing. That's what this process is intended for. And so, and once again, we want to go through this process and really allow it to work on you, through you, with your subconscious mind. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do the process, and then we're going to go back over that stuff. So just keep it handy. Yeah. And what we're going to do is recalibrate your magnet. Yeah. And so ultimately what we're wanting to do, obviously, is to shift poles, as it were, to then start to operate more so from the positive end of the magnet. And we'll talk about in this process what those feelings are. Okay, so what I'd love you to do is to get comfortable, because this process is probably going to go for about half an hour, I would say 20 minutes to half an hour. Yeah, which is quite a long time. So you just make sure that you're sitting comfortably. Give you a minute to get comfy. Give myself a minute to get comfy. Okay. What I'm going to ask you to do, just get comfortable, and when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, I'd like you to start to focus on your breathing. Your breathing is your anchor to the present moment. It's the breath of life, and really allows you to be grounded in the present moment, in the here and now. The gentle rise and fall. We're not trying to change the breath in any way. So you notice the rise and fall, kind of like the waves on the ocean, gently rolling in and rolling out. And as you breathe out, you might want to remind yourself of something soothing. So you might say to yourself, relax, release, peace, calm. I am here. There is only now. And really allowing yourself to arrive here in the present moment. Letting the breath relax you and bring you deeper and deeper into relaxation, into a state of peace and calm. And this feels really nice, and you allow it to happen easily. Now, for this process, we're going to be parking up the conscious mind. She can come along for the ride. She can be an observer. We're just going to park her up. We're going to suspend disbelief. So we're going to allow whatever it is to be there. You're going to allow the process to work with you and through you and in you. And so there might be thoughts that come and go, and you can just let them, and that's okay. Knowing that these suggestions, this process will work with you, and you can participate with this. You can allow it. And so as you're sitting there, you notice your creativity starting to spark, and you notice some mind movies starting, and you notice that you're walking through a forest. This is the most beautiful forest that you've ever seen. There are beautiful colours, deep greens, beautiful reds and blues. This is a beautiful forest, and you feel instantly at home and calm here. It feels wonderful, and you notice yourself feeling more and more relaxed as you take in the deep greens, the sounds of the trees. The swishing and the rustling are a kind of music that gently rock you into relaxation. It feels wonderful to be here, and you notice how easy it is to relax. And you find yourself starting to take some gentle steps forward. Mindfully taking some gentle steps, like a walking meditation. And each step takes you deeper into a state of relaxation as you walk slowly and gently with the rhythm of life, with the rhythm of the swishing and rustling trees. And this feels wonderful. You feel at one with nature. You feel connected to nature. And as you walk, you notice up ahead of you a pathway. And this pathway is lit up. The sunlight is pouring through the trees and lighting up this pathway. And you know that it's time for you to walk down this path. You feel excited walking up to this pathway that is beautifully lit with sunlight. And as you come to the path and the sunlight hits your skin, you feel a growing sense of excitement. And this is a little bit puzzling, but you go with it because it feels really good. It feels good to be excited. And you feel a sense of anticipation about what is going to happen next. And you allow the sunlight to pour into your skin, and it feels warm and lovely. And you feel its lightness and warmth pouring into you. And as you walk, you notice that there is a chair a little bit in the distance, and it's bathed in sunlight. And from a distance, the chair looks black. But as you approach it, you realise that this chair is made of lapis lazuli. And it is beautiful. And you feel excited because you know that lapis lazuli will allow you to connect with your life purpose, the divine plan for you. And this is exciting. And so you take your seat in the chair, and instantly you notice that the sunlight is bathing the chair and it's actually energizing the chair. And you feel the energy of the lapis lazuli going into you, the energy of your true destiny, the energy of your divine purpose. And as the sunlight energizes the chair, it's like it's turning it on. And there's a humming, and you feel it vibrating through your whole body. And this feels relaxing and soothing. And you look at the chair and you notice that there are golden flecks in the chair, and you know that their purpose there is to help you to align with the energy of abundance and prosperity. And this is exciting because you know that that is why you're here. And you know that your true destiny holds abundance and prosperity. And you let doubt, confusion, and fear start to slip away as you allow the lapis lazuli to start its healing work with you. And you allow the sunlight and the lapis lazuli chair to work together in harmony to provide you with this beautiful healing energy. And as you sit there, you know that there is nothing that you need to do, that the energy of the chair is intuitively guided to all of those parts of you that feel empty, cold, alone, lonely, confused. That in fact the energy of the chair knows exactly where to go, and you can just allow it. There is nothing to do here. This energy knows exactly where to go. All of those parts of you that need to be filled, to be made whole. And you open up to this now, and you allow it to happen. All that you need, all that you've ever needed, now works towards healing. Healing your mind, healing your heart, healing your soul. And this feels amazing, and you allow it to happen. And you know that this supply is endless. The sunlight will never wear out. Not in your lifetime, at least. The sunlight will be there always to energize the chair and energize your cells with its beautiful radiance. And you can drink in as much as you need. You can take it in, you can take it all in. All that you need, all that you've ever needed fills you now, and it feels amazing. You feel your heart give way, to open, to allow, to relax as you awaken to your true destiny, to the truth of who you are, a being of light. And this feels wonderful. And as you sit there, you notice something arising from within you. And it may be a little unfamiliar, but you know that this is the healing work of the chair. And the feeling is that of forgiveness. And you allow in the solace that comes with knowing that you are forgiven. You are forgiven with all of your humanness, all of the weakness that you feel, all of the deficiencies that you feel, all of the scarcity. And you notice that you are forgiven. And you feel a release with the warmth and solace that comes with knowing that no matter what, you are forgiven. you can forgive yourself. You are only human after all, and this is something we all deserve. And you allow forgiveness and its healing power to enter into your heart, and for your heart once again to soften with forgiveness. And this feels amazing. And you allow this healing work that forgiveness can do in your heart and soul. And it feels amazing. And as you sit there, once again you feel the chair starting to hum and vibrate just a little bit harder. And you notice that what's coming through now is a sense of joy and love and excitement. And this might feel a little strange because you wonder where this is coming from. What have you got to be excited about? But you know that when you are in your true destiny, that this is a place of excitement, of wishes granted. And excitement can be your permanent state. Joy can be your permanent state. We allow the healing in, and when we are aligned with our true destiny, we can feel love, we can feel joy, we can feel excitement. And notice how you can see glimmers, you can feel glimmers of this potential within you now. Notice them activating within you. And they may be just a light activation, or they may be a full intensity. Whatever it is right for you, but notice the activation. Joy, love, excitement. And as you do this, you notice a wonderful sense of gratitude that this is available to you here, that the sunlight and the lapis lazuli are working together in harmony for your health and happiness and well-being, so you can heal and be whole and allow in abundance. And you feel this sense of gratitude right here and right now, that this is available to you at any time in the here and now. And as you get up, you know that it's time to move on. And you step up from the chair and you look down and you notice that you are filled with light. And you look down and you're glowing, and this is exciting. And you know, as you walk along this path now, you're glowing and you feel this sense of lightness. You feel like you're floating. And in fact, as you look down, you realize that you are floating. And this is a surprise to you, but you go with it and you realize that the pathway is up, that your pathway is up. And you realize with a sense of course, my pathway is up. This makes sense. And on some level, you get it, that this is how it's always meant to be. Your pathway is up. And so you allow yourself to be taken up. You allow yourself to be taken up this pathway. And this feels good and exciting. And as you do so, you start to notice images coming your way. And this is a little bit surprising, but once again, you allow the images to come towards you. And you get a little bit curious about these images. And you wonder why these particular images are coming to you now. Why these particular images? You ask yourself with a sense of curiosity. And then you have this deep sense of awareness arise within you, that these images are your true destiny. These images are your unique pathway, Out of all of the possible images that you could have right now, these are the images that are presenting themselves to you. These images are in your flow. They are unique to you. They are yours. And notice how on some level you've always known this. You've always known this. And you allow the images to arrive to you now. You allow the images to come into your awareness and you accept them gratefully. And I'll leave you here for a few minutes just to take in the images that are presenting themselves to you in your flow right now. So taking on board what you're seeing, allowing it in, and noticing and knowing that these images are in your flow. They are part of your life destiny. And notice how you can observe and take them in. And so I'll leave you here for a few moments to take in the images, all that you see. Just allowing the images in. Notice how you can feel a sense of excitement that these images are all in your flow. These are all potentialities, all possibilities for you. They are yours. And notice a sense of excitement and anticipation that this is all in your flow, all waiting there for you. And just allowing the images to come in. And notice how you can feel a sense of gratitude. It feels a little bit like a homecoming as you embrace these images, absorb these images into yourself. It's like a homecoming as you can claim and own these images, these potentialities, how you can claim them as your own. They are here, they are yours. And notice as you're accepting these images now, that you notice these awarenesses are rising up within you. My prayers are answered. My dreams are fulfilled. Wishes are granted. My prayers are answered. Dreams are fulfilled. Wishes are granted. And notice how you can bathe in the feelings of gratitude, allowing yourself to absorb feelings of gratitude for what you've been shown, the excitement that this is your life destiny. Again, out of all the images you could possibly have seen, these are the images you were shown. They are yours. How you can feel a sense of excitement and gratitude that this is in fact your life destiny. It is in fact your life destiny, and that feels good to acknowledge and to own. And seeing how those feelings of excitement and gratitude are activated right now. And noticing how with your consciousness you can amplify these feelings as you think about your wishes fulfilled, as you bathe in the gratitude, as if those wishes have already been fulfilled now. They are here. Not seeing how you can activate those feelings and amplify them as if the wish has already been fulfilled, because it has, because you see it, because it's available to you. Feel the gratitude, amplify the gratitude, feel the excitement, amplify the excitement. Now, as you get ready to leave, you notice that somewhere along the line you've absorbed some new awarenesses. And you know that there is a part of you that needs these learnings in order to manifest all that you desire. That there are some keys to manifesting, and that somehow you've absorbed these keys. And you know that the first key is faith. And you know that faith is simply being sure of what you hope for. Faith is simply being sure of what you hope for. And that you can be certain of what you can't see. That is faith. And you know that you already have faith. You know you already have faith. You know that the sun will rise tomorrow. You have faith that the chair you're sitting in or bed that you're sitting in will hold you. You know that gravity will hold you firmly to the earth. You have faith that these things are real. You can have faith that these images that you've been shown are your life destiny. They've been shown to you for a reason. You can have faith. We believe anyway. We may as well believe. We may as well have faith in the things that feel good. We may as well have faith in the things that feel right. And you know that there are multiple ways of knowing. Feelings are a way of knowing. And you know that to be true. And so because it feels right, you know that it can be. You can have faith that it can be. And you notice that there is one last ingredient that is essential to manifesting all that you desire. And somewhere within your memory, you know that if the only prayer that you ever say in your whole life is thank you, it will be enough. If the only prayer that you ever say in your whole life is thank you, it will be enough. And you know that gratitude is the other key. And you know that faith and gratitude are the key to manifesting. To have faith in what you currently do not see. To have faith in what you hope for, and to feel gratitude for the wish fulfilled right now. That is the key to manifesting. And you know this, and you can accept this, and you can allow it to go deep into your subconscious now. And with this, you feel a sense of peace, knowing that faith and gratitude are like the bird with two wings. They work together to allow you to fly. They are two essential keys, and you feel a sense of peace knowing this sense of rightness. Knowing that your prayers are answered, knowing that your hopes and dreams are fulfilled, and that you can feel gratitude amplified and actualized within you now. Now it is time to leave, and you notice yourself descending back to the path, back to the earth. And as you hit the earth, gently hit the earth, you turn around and you ask for any final messages from your life destiny. You ask for any final messages to come to you now. Any messages that will allow you to manifest your life destiny right now, in the here and now. And you might know that there's nothing specific you need to do, but there is always action to take. And so you might ask from your life destiny, what action is most aligned for you right now, and to allow this to be absorbed deep into your heart. And so now we're going to leave this place, and you know that you can come back here at any time that you need healing, anytime you need forgiveness, anytime you need a calibration around abundance and prosperity, anytime you need to tune in with your life destiny. This is a place that you can come. This is your place. It's available to you at any time. And so as you turn to go, you once again say thank you, knowing that if this is the only prayer that you ever say in your entire life, it will be enough. Thank you. And so you walk back through the forest, feeling a sense of calm and a new sense of purpose activated within you. And you leave the forest, and once again you find yourself sitting in your chair, and you might move your arms, move your legs, wiggle your toes. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay, so I'm not going to jump in with anything just yet. What I would like you to do is just to be processing what's come up for you there. And what I'd like you to do is just spend a few moments tuning in with what you got, what you've received, yeah, and just writing down a few notes before we go into any talking about what's happened there. This is for you, just to tune in and do a couple of minutes of writing around what you've just discovered there, what you've learnt. Those key messages. Okay, so what I'd like you to do now is to, well, first of all, perhaps let me know how you went with that process. I'd be very curious to know how you went with that process. And then what we're going to do, we just take a couple of minutes just to let me know how you went with that process, and then we're going to rewrite the abundance story. So just let me know how you went. And just while you're writing, that's the process of a sort, as close as we can. That's in the audio. So that's the audio process that you'll be receiving. And so that's something that you can play back at any time without obviously having to watch the whole live stream again. That you can listen to that audio at any time. It's obviously be slightly different. Not a robot, but the variations on a theme. And so, yeah, you'll be able to listen to that at your leisure. And so what we're going to be doing, just after you have typed, let me know how you went with that. And what we're going to be doing is rewriting the abundance story. So that's going to be exciting because we want to leave here with a plan, basically. I felt very calm. I felt like the things I want, I can have. Yes, excellent. Enjoyable, wonderful, excellent. Okay, so yeah, we'll see how Jamie went. And so what we're going to do now is something that I call renunciation. Super, super powerful. And so what I'd like you to do, hopefully if you've got a red pen or you can scribble it out or something, is to go back through the old story and to put a scribble or an X through all of the limitation and lack words, yeah, and all the emotions that came with that negative charge, to cross it out, just to scribble, cross, and as we're doing it, we're just saying no. So we're literally deleting these words from your vocabulary. Words are really powerful. How we use them is not just semantics. It's absolutely powerful. We're reprogramming ourselves every single time we use these words. So we're just going to go through and cross them out. Yeah, so you're going to look at them and cross them out. So not enough, stingy, work like a dog, all of that. Just scribble them out. And so it's like we're deleting them. We're going through and we're deleting them. It's just a no, not available for that. And so just feel the power that comes with the no energy, no. So when we talk about assertiveness, when I talk about assertiveness, I talk about positive assertiveness. So yes and no energy. So when we're assertive, it's a no to that and a yes to that. So doing that now, deleting them from your vocabulary. And this is not to say they're not allowed to say words or whatever. What we're doing though is reprogramming, deleting them. So if ever you hear it or if ever you find yourself saying it, you will know, oh, there it is, oh, there it is, oh, there it is. So you'll know, you'll remind yourself, recalibrate, let's reframe that. Let's put that in a way that feels empowering. And we're not bullshitting, I don't believe in that. We're just catching ourselves and reprogramming our use of language every single moment by moment. And so, again, this is not to say I don't believe in words that you can't say, but when you notice yourself saying them, you'll catch yourself on it and go, oh, okay, there's the scarcity. How is it that I might frame that such that I can feel more empowered? So there's that. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. You've had some fun scribbling it out. You might scribble out the whole abundance story. So what we're going to do now is based on what you've just learned and based on those new energies that have come through. So you will think about the activation of the excitement, activation of the gratitude, activation of love. So these are all the energies of the positive end of the magnet. And my guess is you would have guessed that by now. And so the positive end of the magnet is joy, excitement, gratitude, and particularly gratitude. So gratitude for the wish fulfilled, before it's actually seen. So faith being believing in things that are unseen, gratitude being thankful for the things as if it's already fulfilled. Yeah. And so now, based on what came up for you, based on Jody, what you were saying, I felt calm and the things I can have, I want, I can have. We're going to rewrite that abundance story. So you might want to maybe just take a minute or so and to write, an empowering, even like a mission statement, to empowering abundance mindset reprogramming. So write that now in a minute. So we want to punchy, short, to the point, empowered. Yeah, and you might be writing, I'll write this down. You write and I'll give you some pointers. Yeah, so how you now choose to approach abundance, prosperity, that which you desire, how you now choose to treat yourself around manifesting abundance. Excellent. That's beautiful, Erin. That's so wonderful. Yes, I have the strength to simply I not only have the strength to simply keep going, but to fulfill my dreams. Yeah, excellent. So we might want to just to reword that one a little bit, because the not only and the simply. Yeah, so we just want to reframe that. So let's have a little bit of a think about that one. Could it just be as simple as I have the strength to fulfill my dreams? Yeah, or if you want to have the sort of the keep going, because keep going sort of feels like energy, feels like hard work. So could it be I have the strength and power to fulfill my dreams? You know, and obviously you need to play with the language that works for you. But to me, there are some energy draining words that are there. And so it could be, yeah, I have the strength and power to fulfill my dreams. Excellent. Yep, wonderful. Yeah, so we want to make sure, this is how scarcity thinking is so sneaky. And so we want to get good at spotting it. Yeah, and so, yeah, so we want to make sure that the ideas are as impactful, which is why I say just a minute, just, you know, get it out there, you know, because we fluff it up and we can, you know, labour on it too much and we overthink it. So if we just come straight from, you know, power, then oftentimes we can, you know, we get it in a nutshell, and that's where it's most catchy, if you like. Excellent. So yes, wonderful. So I wonder how you're going there, Jodes. I think Jamie might have jumped off. Oh no, Jamie, you're still there. Wonderful. I'm clear and know what I need and want. I draw my wants and needs into my life in an instant. Hey, nice going. I love it. Yep. So I'm clear and know what I want and need. I draw my wants and needs into my life in an instant. Yeah, excellent. And so I guess I would add to that the idea that all possibilities are available now. Yeah. And so we potentially could be saying something like, all that I desire is available to me now. All that I desire is available to me now, and I open myself to receive. You know, something like that, because that I do like yours too. I draw my wants and needs into my life in an instant, so we can keep that. And so the other part is actually just about reprogramming that actually all that you saw in your life destiny is available now. It's there, it's floating in the ether, and so what we're doing is calling it in to the now. So it's already there, as it were. I have the power to live the life that I want now. Yes, I love it. I also deserve to receive my true desires. Yes, I love it. You go, ladies. It's wonderful. Excellent. So we can see some beautiful reprogramming going on there and feel the power in that, isn't it? And so, you know, I guess the process speaks for itself. First, the healing. All of this comes, all the scarcity, lack, deficiency comes from wounding, and so the healing and forgiveness is key. You know, this is the humanness, the side of being human, that is such a challenge. And so allowing ourselves to be open to healing first, yeah, and then to be able to step into our life destiny from an empowered perspective, an empowered position, yeah, so that then we become empowered creators to be able to call it in, allow it in, and to allow it in, you know, call it in, but we need to allow it in. We get to allow it in as well, and that's where it becomes transformative. Wonderful. Okay, so that is all I have for you for tonight. And so that's the cheeky sneak peek. So I love that too. Excellent. So, you know, and you could use a combo of the two. So whatever works, whatever feels catchy and powerful for you. Okay, so that is the sneak peek into our Calling in Abundance full course. Actually, I was meant to drop the link. And so, but just as a little bit of a download, the Calling in Abundance full course is a 4-week course, and I have valued it or priced it at a super low price point because I want everybody to be able to have access to this, to be able to up level their abundance and prosperity consciousness. And so this is something that I believe is priced at a point where everybody who wants to do it can do it, and it's with, you know, genuine sense of love and care for you guys to up level that I offer this course for you. Yeah, pleasure, Jodes. Absolute pleasure. And so I'll drop the link for the course, the full course, but we will be going much more into universal laws, how focusing on the how will put the stranglehold on your dreams, how we can actually open up to more and more and more expansiveness and allowing in more and more goodness. Also, what we'll be doing is going into that subconscious, those limiting beliefs. You know, we worked a bit with them tonight, but we'll be working with them more and more because we want to make sure that you're reprogramming the subconscious for abundance permanently. This will be a permanent shift, and then you'll have all the keys, all the strategies that you'll need to be able to invite in abundance and to allow it to stay. That idea of the capricious universe can be blown out of the water, and so the supply of abundance can come to you, and it can grow as opposed to coming and going. That we allow it to grow and expand, and for your capacity in the world to be something that expands and grows. And so then we move from states of fear and scarcity to feelings of fullness, wholeness, prosperity. And then the next level is contribution. So we actually allow ourselves to heal so that we can make a contribution in the world in alignment with our true destiny. And that's where life gets really, really interesting, where we're actually able to contribute our true calling, our soul purpose. And so that is true abundance, in my opinion. And so being able to do your passion and your purpose work, to be able to have that as an offering, whatever that is for you, that it's something that's available to you. And, you know, we've started that work tonight. So, and we do that by going in and doing the subconscious reprogramming. So you will not manifest what you want. You will always manifest what you are and who you are and what you believe. And so that is so key, fundamental manifestation 101, that you need to have the skills and the knowledge to be able to go in there specifically looking for abundance reprogramming, getting rid of the scarcity stuff. And so it's really, really important because, you know, we can do lots of work, but we need to get focused. So if abundance is what you're looking for, abundance is what you're wanting, then that's what we need to be calling in. That's what we need to be working on, specifically going in, pulling. Just lost you there for a sec. So that we can actually step into, the energy's too high vibe, it skips down on me. So we can actually really start to live in alignment with our soul purpose. So there'll be lots and lots of stuff in there again about universal laws, that they're working for you or against you. We may as well know about them, and we may as well then be using them, utilizing them to manifest all the goodness that's available to you. And so there'll be lots and lots of stuff in there. So I'm going to drop the link, again, priced at a super low price point so everybody can do it, that this is my offering to you guys, and that this is, again, the abundance mindset in practice, that we so often believe that, you know, we get focused on one sort of line of supply, but actually the universe is our supply, and that is abundant, and there are multiple streams that can come to you at any moment. And so being able to open up to that as a possibility, that's a possibility for you, that this is something that this is the abundance mindset in practice. And so I really, deep in my heart, hope that you join me for this course, because it's life-changing, it's transformational. We'll be calling in abundance, and at the end of the 4 weeks, you will have transformed your relationship with abundance, you will have transformed your relationship with prosperity, and most importantly, you will have transformed your relationship with yourself. And so that is where life changes from here, and on and on and on, and we have this experience of ever expanding good. And so you can see what you can see, but there's always more, and that can be an exciting adventure. And I really hope that you join me on this adventure of calling in abundance. So super happy you guys jumped on tonight, and appreciate all your sharing, and it's been a real blessing to be able to offer this to you guys. So have a really, really wonderful night. I'll drop the link for Calling in Abundance full course, 4 weeks, abundance, calling in, reprogramming, retraining, calling it in. Wonderful. Have a fabulous night, and we'll talk very soon. See you later.